Yes, everybody, what's going on? Welcome to the Transfer Review. My name is Stephen Howson. I'm outside Old Trafford, no matter the weather. Luckily, it stopped raining for about a minute and a half, so we're here and we're looking at the transfers, separating the facts from the absolute bullshit. And speaking of bullshit, let's start right here with Lionel Messi. It's been reported everywhere. Messi has absolutely volleyed his toys right out of the pram. I think Ronald Koeman's walked in there and he's gone, do you know what? I saw what David Moyes did at United when he took over, because that went really well. I'm going to assert my authority on all of these winners, because I'm Ronald Koeman. He walked in there and he went, oi, you little cunt. You ain't getting special privilege. How many goals you scored? Okay, that's a lot. You ain't getting special privileges no more. You're going to do... What do you lot do? You're doing that, what they do. And Messi's gone, how about fuck you, Ginger, mate? Not doing that. I'm Lionel Messi. I'm bigger than this club. Maybe. Messi's not liking it. Ronald Koeman is kind of known as a guy that's a bit of a dick, to be honest. Always a bit of a hard taskmaster. Someone who's joyless. Not great to work with. So it's always going to end well when he walks into Barcelona and upsets Lionel Messi. You're not going to get away with that, mate. You're just not. Lionel Messi's supposedly on his way out. Now, if there was any team in the world that can sign him, it's Manchester City. It's not them. How haven't we got 100 million for Jadon Sancho, but we can find 700 million for a 33-year-old Lionel Messi? Think about it, lads. It's not smart business, is it? Oh. Not only that, he's on about 90 million a week before tax. So minus 300 out of 10. Look, honestly, no one here is saying, oh yeah, Messi United, that's something that could happen. Not a fucking prayer. No way. He could go down the road, though, to the Blues. Because them lot didn't think financial fair play applied to them anyway. Now they've had a court ruling which has basically backed them up. They're definitely going to just go all bananas. In fact, if I had to put my money on anything, he's going to sign for New York City and get loaned to Manchester City. Like that. But he's not coming to United. And actually, I still don't even think he'll move. I think what Barcelona will do is they'll sack everybody that he don't like. He's just going to walk into a room one day and go, him. And I want Javi back. And they'll do it. And then he'll be happy again. He'll sign another contract for 2 million a week, and then everyone will be happy. Maybe. It's a bit of a mess, though, isn't it? Next up, we have got Sergio Regulon. This is in Marca, and it says United have taken an interest in him, and Real Madrid would be happy to sell the left-back for between 20 and 25 million. And you're like, wait a fucking minute. That's not a price we get quoted. Where's the United tax on that? Shouldn't it be 72.6 million? Good little player. Does he start over Williams? Yeah. Does he start over Shaw? Yeah, probably does. Yeah. Fuck it. Yeah, let's do it. Does it mean that we're having him? No. He's probably on a list of about another 10 lads. Doesn't feel like there's a lot in it just yet, does it? It feels just like people are just throwing names out there, seeing what sticks. Hey, cracker of a player. Not sure he's having for United, though, just yet. So I'm going to give this one a 2 out of 10. Next up, this is a name that I've seen a lot of United fans clamouring for. This is a player that a lot of people like. Sandro Tonali. Calcio Mercato are claiming that there was a phone call recently from Old Trafford. You're probably right. There probably was a phone call from Old Trafford. There's a lot of people in there. Big place. Fabrizio Romano has moved to shut it down and say there's not really anything in it. So I'll go with what Fabrizio says, and I'll say let's give it a 1 out of 10. Next up, Benoit Badashile. Monaco centre-half, young fella, massive. United supposedly had a bid turned down according to Mohamed Bouhafsi, and that's it really. Again, it feels like United are testing the water with a couple of players. I like the idea that United are going to try, and some of you at home are fuming, going, why aren't we signing fucking Ramos or Van Dijk or someone dead fucking famous, Koulibaly? Sometimes it's not about that. Sometimes it's about the right fit. None of us knew who Evra and Vidic were when they came to the club. And sometimes that's what you need. You need to have had proper scouting that's properly identified players that are the right fit for the club at the right time. So I like the fact that we're linked with Regulon. I like the fact that we're linked with Badashile. I haven't seen a lot of them myself, but it's the sort of players where I go, well, they're available at a good price. United need reinforcements into the first team, and United need reinforcements into the squad. You can't do that with £80 million players. You're not Manchester City where you can spend over £1 billion on players. Now, I know United spent a lot of money in the last 7 years, but how many of them are still here? Some of that money spent has been spent and they've been fucked off again. Big money like Lukaku and like Di Maria. United need players that are here. I don't give a shit how much we've spent. It's how much have we spent that we actually put out onto the field on a Saturday afternoon. That's what United need to get into, and that's what United need to improve. But if we're picking up very good squad players, not necessarily world class, but people that will do a good job, then that's all we need. Because we was paper thin. And I think on our day, a fit Manchester United first choice 11 is a match for anybody in this league. Across Europe, maybe not. But anybody in this league, United are a match for. We just got to be able to get that squad there fit and ready on a Saturday at 3 o'clock. Or fucking Monday at 8 or whatever, or Sunday at 5:30. That's what United are struggling with. That's what United need to do. And that's what I will hope that United are going to continue to do by finding some good players. We moan that United get rinsed in the transfer market. I don't think we can moan when we're looking for bargains like this. So, while I'll say I don't really know a lot about the guy, I'm excited that United do seem to be looking for sensible targets rather than the Galactico sort of signings that we saw, which has been a bit of a trait of the entire Woodward era at Manchester United. That being said, Badashile, as it stands, Monaco have come out and said that they want a Tony Martial-style figure. I don't know if that means the exact figure that we paid for Tony Martial or something that was as eye-watering as that was a few years ago. Remains to be seen. But right now, 2 out of 10. And finally, we've got Jamie Jackson with Sancho, and he's saying that United are still interested in Sancho. Well, yeah, I thought that was the case. We've been agreeing fucking personal terms with the fella all summer. The issue has always been the fee with Borussia Dortmund. There is a little bit of a rumour going around that United are paying dividends out in August, which means that any deal was always going to happen in September. Maybe that's plausible. Maybe that's a reason for no transfer business until September. Honestly, bit of a coincidence really, isn't it, that? Because normally we would have had to have done the transfer activity in August ahead of September. So I'm not really buying that that's a valid excuse for us doing this. I think they're just being slow, and I would like to see them hurry up. That being said, Jadon Sancho, 120 million is a hell of a lot of cash. If we're not going to release the purse strings big time and get, I don't know, 4 or 5 first choice players in, it might be a better thing to do to go with a slightly cheaper player rather than your absolute money bag signings like Jadon Sancho. Because if you do pay 120 million for Jadon Sancho, that's the only one you're getting at that price. Simple as that. Sancho doesn't feel like it is the most on transfer in the world at the moment, but I'm still going to give it a 7 out of 10. That was the ins, this is the outs. First one, Paul Pogba. Always. Fucking hell. Good news on this one, potentially, though. Romano is saying that United will reject any bid for the guy this summer and that we are looking to renew his contract. As expected, I guess. Yeah. And as hoped for. Because even if you're not entirely happy with Paul Pogba on every single front, it is hard to deny that United are a much better team with him in it. I think most of us would like to see Paul Pogba in a United shirt for many more years. He's going to be so hard to replace. And I'm going to be honest with you, does the board have the desire to actually properly replace him? Or are they be like, well, we bought you a Fred a couple of years ago. Can you not use that? No? Okay. So I'd rather see him stay. I'd rather see him get a new deal. But I would like to see him come out and say something about not going anywhere rather than just sitting on his new contract and saying nothing. Pogba to stay at United this summer, 9 out of 10. Next up on the outs, then we've got Mati Kovar, young goalkeeper at the club. Looked all right last season, had a very good season, it must be said. Talk of him going on loan to an EFL club. It's par for the course, that. You saw it with Dean Henderson. Get him out there, get him games, and let's see if he can come back and put pressure on whoever's number one at that time. With Dean Henderson coming back and signing a new contract, it does look like there is going to be a bit of increased competition for the number one goalkeeper spot. Kovar's nowhere near either Dean Henderson or David De Gea. It makes a lot of sense for him to go out and start building himself a bit of a career, because if it is Dean Henderson that's in front of him, there's not a lot of years between the two of them. He's probably going to have to move on to get regular games. But if he goes out and does what Dean Henderson did, then who knows what could happen with him. But yeah, good little player. Definitely agree that a loan. Swindon Town, the likely destination, supposedly. So we'll see where that goes. But let's say Kovar on loan. I fancy that. 9 out of 10. Chris Smalling. Roma obviously liked him. He had a very good season at Roma, for Roma. And it sounds like they're back in the mixer for him. They've offered us $3 million to loan him, which feels like a joke, doesn't it? With a compulsory purchase at the end of that of $14 million, making it a £17 million deal. It works for me. I know a lot of you have said, "Oh, bring him back. We need defenders." You've got to just cast your mind back and remember what he was like when he was playing for us. As a defender, as a one-on-one defender, Chris Smalling's very good. He's very good. He's physical. He's good in the air. As a footballer, there's a lot of holes in Chris Smalling. Shocking at playing out from the back, very easily pressed, very easily someone that you can target in a pressing system. And for those reasons, I think Solskjaer made the correct decision in allowing him to go on loan to Roma in the first place. Hey, I tell you what, if he goes out and has another year like he already did at Roma, why wouldn't he want to stay there versus what's going on at United at the moment? So Chris Smalling, Roma, or at least leaving Manchester United, strong 8 out of 10 for me right now. That is it for me this week. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe if you're new. Get in the comments with any ones that we think we might have missed, and give us your ratings on any of the ones that I've given my ratings on. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Laters.